Ion Cutelaba, not exactly sure. I've heard it pronounced both ways recently and long time ago. So it seems like Cutelaba changing by the day in terms of what he wants to be referred to as, nicknamed the Hulk. You got Tanner Boser for the first time, excuse me, coming down from heavyweight. He's been a long, undersized heavyweight that has a lot of flab on him. We've seen him weigh in, I think, before as high as 250 or 240 pounds. Most recently, 229 pounds coming in. They still had a little bit of flab on him. That fight was 6 months ago. So I guess over those 6 months, he's gotten to a point where he maybe lost 10 more pounds of fat, can cut 10 more pounds, be able to make that 205-pound limit. So I'm really interested to see what Tanner Boser looks like at 205, the light heavyweight Tanner Boser, because he's always been a guy that's had good skill, but sometimes when it would come to grappling, because he would like to take guys down and use the ground and pound, sometimes because of his size, he wasn't able to hold guys down or get them down as effectively as maybe he would like to. He had the skill and the ability once he was down there, and the technique, should I say, but ultimately was just not going to be able to get it done on the ground, and a lot of that had to do with size. So dropping down to 205, he is going up against a very brolic Jan the Hulk Cutelaba. But Cutelaba, I would say his biggest weakness is his fight IQ. And if he's having success in one particular area of the fight, that doesn't mean he's going to keep it there. You know, one would think if you're having success with the grappling, continue the grappling. That's not necessarily Ion Cutelaba. He has a little bit of that Michael Chandler gene where he wants to go out there and he wants to put on an entertaining fight. He wants to brawl. So, he's the guy that we've seen in stare downs, kind of push people away and end up get fights canceled because of it. So Ion Cutelaba is a guy that is very unpredictable. But I think in this one, this whole fight is actually very unpredictable because you have Cutelaba in it for one. You never know what version of him you're going to get. He is a solid fighter with a good skill set, and if it applies the right way in the right opponent, he could definitely beat a lot of people in the UFC. But we don't see those stars align a lot for Ion Cutelaba. And then Tanner Boser, like I said, he's a guy who has a lot of skill, but he was at a mismatched weight class, and he was getting overpowered mostly due to weight and size and strength, something that he couldn't totally control at that higher weight. So seeing him drop down now, he's 6'2", so he's not like the biggest guy for heavyweight, and he fits well into the light heavyweight division. So these guys are going to be roughly about the same size. I think Ion going to have a little bit more strength to him. But again, it's going to be the first time we're going to see Tanner the Bulldozer at 205. So hard to pick. I'm going to go with Tanner Boser, though, because Cutelaba, he hasn't been on the best streak. Tanner hasn't either, but he's been able to pick up some wins recently, and, that's able to do that at heavyweight. So dropping down to light heavyweight, I know the guys are a little bit more skilled at light heavyweight than heavyweight, but I don't know if Ion Cutelaba is the most skilled guy in the division. Probably a good way to start. If Tanner Boser can keep his wits about him and, take advantage of not having a size disadvantage, I think he might be able to get Cutelaba to the ground. And Cutelaba is a guy who does tire out quickly. In that first round, if he comes out there and he tries to go crazy, he can absolutely gas out. So Tanner Boser is a guy who we've seen have pretty solid endurance and solid ability to take a hit and, durability. So if he can get through the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes with Ion Cutelaba, I think it swings in his favor. So I'm going to go with Tanner Boser to get it done in his light heavyweight debut. Moving on up the card, we have